full house. And I'm very proud of you, parent and student, to be here representing your children in the school. I'd like to say thank you for the people who made the donation and helped Bridgeport Cross make the dam 2016. Thank you for the board making the donation. We're very proud. We appreciate that. Excuse me. And to tell you the truth, I'm very upset. At the same time, with your friends, the superintendent of Bridgeport School, when you really they don't do nothing for Bridgeport Cross, and you say you can do nothing when you're supposed to care and take care of children of Bridgeport School. The community, the volunteer, we did this. We did it because we love our children. I cannot believe you say you cannot do nothing. Thank you. At the same time, I would like to say thank you because I mean, if it's not coming from you, I'd like to know where they come from. They really block my email for not emailing no one for Bridgeport A2, Bridgeport, you know, the emails you guys have, because they don't like to hear the truth. I believe you, if you have parents like me, we don't never got problem with the Bridgeport School. All parents and everybody staff, they been working together. But you block my email, that's not me block me to come here and talk to you and talk for everyone. So you are the superintendent of Bridgeport School. Can you find out why they block my emails and other people? Because when I email parents, right now, how the parents and staff in from Bassett High School, they're gonna contact me. I'm still the BDSO president of Bassett High School. I hope you make an investigation about that. We always use the word bully, but I'm not gonna keep saying it. Doesn't matter what people say about me, I'm gonna keep here stand up for my people. Sorry, Mr. Bradley, but the last thing I'm gonna say, doesn't matter what, I don't know what they're gonna do, I'm gonna stay here. So Lisa and Dolores mentioned, I'm gonna stay here, I'm not going nowhere. And whatever you do with a group, they're gonna take me out, I'm gonna be here. So stop harassing me and bullying people and take everything and people's away. Thank you.
Good evening, board. I'm coming to you tonight as the Vice President of the Bridgeport Military Academy. Can I have my Bridgeport Military Academy parents and students please stand? I'm here on behalf of our school and our students in regards to the transportation. We really strongly think that you guys need to reconsider. Unfortunately, from the beginning of time when BMA has started, we have always been on the chopping block of everything that we deserved and was promised to us. Now you're trying to take away the transportation that gets our children to and from school safely. On my back, and my promise to the Board of Education and to the City of Bridgeport, if something happens to our children in the midst of our children having to walk to school or take the city buses to school, we promise you, you will see us again. Thank you.
Please, I'm sorry, Ms. Powell, please be respectful of the person in the mic. If you can stop the side chat, I would appreciate it. Thank you, Ms. Powell. The floor is yours.
Good evening. My name is Tammy Papa, and I'm the Director of Youth Services for the City of Bridgeport. Thank you for the opportunity to speak before you this evening. I stand before you on behalf of many parents, staff, and most importantly, the children served, and speak directly to those board members who voted in favor of charging the Lighthouse program $500,000 in exchange for the use of school facilities. Lighthouse was established as a partnership between the City and Board of Education. While the program remained as a city department, my office has always been responsive to both the superintendent and the school board. Over the past 23 years, the city has financially supported Lighthouse, and this year, even though it was an extremely difficult budget year, the mayor recommended and the city council approved a status quo budget for Lighthouse totaling over $1.5 million. The The Board of Education's contribution has always been the use of school facilities. Lighthouse provides a valuable service to this community and the district. And yes, while it is childcare for many parents, it is also so much more. Lighthouse supports school day learning and helps prevent summer slide, as evidenced by numerous evaluations conducted throughout the years. Closing summer programs to cover Board of Education expenses will be detrimental to participants and their families. While I believe every person in this room can understand the difficult job you have before you in creating a balanced budget for the coming year, I ask you reconsider charging this one city department to balance the budget of another. It makes no sense and once again leaves children on the losing end of the proposition. I respectfully request you reverse your previous vote and ask you table any further discussion until we have had a chance to resolve this issue and until you fully understand the program's impact on the children and the community, how funds are allocated, and where, if possible, with budget cuts of our own, cost savings can be achieved to support a portion of your request. In this regard, we can go on with summer as planned with no interruption of services to Bridgeport families. Thank you for your consideration, and thank you, families.
We got next, I believe her name is Nancy Harding. If Nancy Harding is here, please.
Good evening to the Board Superintendent Fran Rabinowitz. I'm just going to explain to you, I did talk to you the last time. It is very important that our parents have this program. We do have parents that are working and need it. At the time that we are in operation, our children, if they don't have this, they're going to be out in the street. That's where the crime happens. You need to think about the children. Some of you sitting on that board, your children came to the Lighthouse program. You were there. You know how important Lighthouse is to us and to our parents. Also, our schools are not only used by us. The custodians need lights on. They need the air conditions on. It's just not us using these buildings. We are not the only ones. Teachers stay in our building till 7 o'clock at night. Why is it always our children that have to suffer? Because the board has no money. Think about what you are doing to the children of Bridgeport. That is your future. Thank you.
We have next Lisa Nelson. Please, let's be respectful. I'll ask everybody, please be respectful to Ms. Nelson who has the floor. Ms. Nelson, the floor is yours.
Hi, everybody. There's a couple things. One, I'd like to point out that the school buildings belong to the community, and the people that they serve are right behind us. We want our test scores to be good. We want things to go well with our kids. We want them to be safe. There's a couple things. One, we do the homework. Homeschool coordinators, paraprofessionals, we're with the students in the Lighthouse program, and we get paid meagerly. No offense, Tammy, but but we do it because we love what we do, and it carries us over. Without Lighthouse, your test scores will go down. You're gonna have kids that are not doing homework. You're gonna have kids that are not available. There's no adult available to them, and it's not the fault of the parents. Most students, we're working hard for them. That attendance recognition, we had the highest attendance at Reed School for perfect attendance. Homeschool coordinator, Lighthouse is an integral part of all of this, and I would ask all of you to consider all of these things, the paraprofessionals, the homeschool coordinator. The school operates on the backs of the people that probably make the least. Because we fill in the backs. For Reed School, we're here for the Lighthouse, for homeschool coordinators, for our parents. We work our butts off, and we make it go smoothly so my administrator, Ms. Smith, can get things done, and the parents show up and they do what they have to do so they can get things done. And I hate the fact that I'm starting summer without knowing if I'm going to have a job. What do I do? On a personal level, what do I do? I have children, my husband needs my medical benefits. What do I do? We need some decisions and some dialogue here, something. We're like floating.
Joanne Jacob? Okay. And I'm I'm just going to say, for those of you who are standing in support or in opposition, if we could just please be respectful of the person who's speaking, because we want to hear their perspective so we can make a fair decision. We appreciate it. Thank you, Mr. The floor is yours.
Good evening. My name is Joanne Jacob. I'm the president of Holy Cathedral High School here in the city of Bridgeport. We too serve young people from families in the city of Bridgeport. We serve 300 young people who are in jeopardy of losing their safe, secure transportation to and from school. While those 300 families in your public school would cost you approximately $13,500 per student, bus transportation costs far less, about $1,000 per student. We utilize 3 buses, that was already cut from last year's 5 buses. I'd like you to consider that if those students all were in public school, you would be facing $4 million in addition to your current budget woes, as opposed to about $180,000 to provide safe, secure school bus transportation. We all want the same things for our children, public or private or charter or magnet or regional. We want good schools, we want to raise up good children. And I applaud these parents who got those awards, got their kids to school on time, but I bet they all didn't get them there by car. They got them there on good, safe, secure, yellow school buses. They are sorely needed. Even high school students who come to us come from all over the city, not simply a few miles away from the school location. And it's pretty dark in the morning during the seasons between changing from Eastern Standard to Daylight Savings. It's scary for parents to put their youngsters, 13 and 14-year-olds, out on the streets waiting to get picked up. We are asking you please to consider the school bus option. And should you need further discussion, let's be partners in this. Please invite us to the table. We have suggestions and ideas. We want to be partners with you. Thank you.
Mary Tracy, you have the floor.
Good morning, board. I come with you very angry. Some of you know my problems, some of you don't. On Friday, I sent my son off to school. He went off to school, I went to my pulmonary doctor. 10:15, I get a call. My son walked out to school with a friend. I'm confused. You better find my son. And I was so angry. Then they said the cops are coming. Okay, the officer called me, he met me at my doctor's appointment. The officer, I said, what happened? He walked off the playground. 2 things wrong. Two answers I got, out the door and on the playground. I gave the officer the description of my boy. And he's gonna go look. I'm looking my way. I'm about Harding High School, Bridgeport Hospital, asking people, did they see my son? No one seen my son. 30 to 40 minutes, I get a call back from Lewis Marin School. It wasn't my boy. It wasn't my baby. And I didn't know what to say. I hung up. The principal didn't call me. The secretary called me. I'm like, not my baby? You don't know what was going through my mind. I was gonna turn to like an animal. So, I hung up, the officer called me. He was in shock. He go, wrong David. I'm like, yeah, wrong David. He asked me where I'm at. I said, I'm looking for my boy. Where are you? He came and got me. We went what we had to do. We went to his house. I stayed in a police car. He ran in the back to check the bag. I'm in the back of the police car like a criminal. No, I'm just kidding. And while I'm sitting there, I called the grandmother. She didn't know nothing about it. Louis Marin didn't call my sister.
Thank you, ma'am.
Oh, I can't finish?
Ma'am, we have a long list of people who are going to speak, so we want We want to make sure we get through. Thank you very much. And we are concerned with that problem. I don't know if anybody from Marin staff is present that might be able to address that issue. Is anybody present here from Marin staff? Is anybody here from Marin staff? Yes. Please state your name for the record, ma'am.
Good evening, Board. My name is Judy Sweat, and I'm one of the assistant principals at Lewis Marin School. I'd like to address the issue with Ms. Tracy. First, I'd like to apologize again to Ms. Tracy for the mix-up on Friday. What had happened at 9:57, we were made aware that there was a student who left the school property, which was David Tracy. At 10 o'clock, security went to the area where the student was outside the field, having gym.
Is this the next speaker who signed up?
Yes.
The speaker?
Yes, it's the next person.
I was the next speaker.
Yes.
This is a principal from our school, and she's discussing an issue, a very sensitive issue.
Right.
This might not be the appropriate forum for that.
I would agree.
So, ma'am, maybe if you can address her issues and we can report back to the superintendent and let the board know. We're also concerned with Ms. Tracy's, what she, her
No problem. Thank you.
would like that to be addressed. Thank you very much. We appreciate it. We have Ms. Crystal, yes.
We have somebody take Miss Tracy outside.
That's what we just said, ma'am. That's
Okay.
exactly what we just said. So we would like, we have next, Ms. Crystal Mack, you have the floor. Thank you, Ms. Mack.
You're very welcome. Good evening, mothers and fathers and parents.
And 1 second, Ms. Mack, if we could please be respectful to her before Ms. Mack, it's her time, Ms. Mack.
Good evening, parents, children. You know, we've been for a really bumpy year this year again. And a lot of things still remain the same. The school systems with the rats, no safety in the school. I said our children are the priorities. Every parent, make sure you sit there and this summer, please watch the movie Roots and have your kids do a documentary on Muhammad Ali. Know your history and your constitutional rights, because you will not get it from this education system, okay? And we are not first, second, third citizens. We are human beings, and our children deserve that right. All this money that we get for the Board of Education for our children, you get over $40,000 because most of our teachers got under special education, and nothing goes to our children. We just heard there was big truckloads of books delivered to Fairchild, Wilder, and some of the high schools right at the end of the school year. But these kids didn't even have books all year round. And they said Mr. Val's name with Amy Siegel, who's been signing this off. We need to do an investigation on that. This is our children and our money and our schools. Use work for us. Any other town would never sit there and allow this mess to happen. Our children, our people need to know your constitutional rights, go under National Liberty Alliance, learn your history and your constitutional rights, because we're all getting railroad over. Okay? All these people losing their homes and jobs. Make sure parents teach your kids to read, write, add, subtract, multiply, divide, and teach your kids cursive writing. Okay? Because your kids are signing things that they don't even know what they're signing. And they're signing their life and rights away. Okay? And also, for the Lighthouse program, we got a big drug problem that our kids are dying. We had, 479 people that died this past year. Parents, your kids are being put on drugs. You better make sure, because kids are dying from this.
Thank you, Ms. Mack.
Pay attention.
Ms. Mack, thank you very much. If there are seats available up in the front, if you'd like to sit down, if anybody was looking to sit down, we would appreciate it. Ms. Lobo, you have the floor. Is this a list of people signing right after you, ma'am? No, okay.
Good evening, board members, Superintendent Khalilowicz. My name is Cecile
Can
Lobo.
we please be respectful towards Ms. Lobo? Thank you.
My name is Cecile Lowe and I'm the PAC president at Multicultural Magnet School. Tonight I'm representing many parents of Bridgeport public school students who have signed this petition, the petition you're given right now. We're urging the Board of Education to hire Ms. Rabinowitz as our district superintendent. We feel it is critical and imperative to have stability and continuity in the district and believe that Ms. Rabinowitz is an appropriate fit for the position. Furthermore, our children and teachers must work with a lack of resources every day, and we're facing deeper budget cuts next year. How does the board justify spending money on a new superintendent search while our schools are hurting? How does the board justify wasting time searching for a new superintendent instead of spending time advocating for more funds for our children? Why search for a new superintendent when we already have one working so hard for our children? Ms. Rabinowitz, we appreciate what you do for our children, and we're hopeful that the voices of the Bridgeport public school parents who have signed this petition will be heard. Also, we request that this petition be saved on record. Thank you.
Ms. Robinson? Okay.
Hello, I'm Sheila Robinson, the PAC president at Hallam School. Can I have all my Hallam parents stand, please? And if I can have all my Lighthouse coordinators, staff, please stand as well. So today I'm coming to you, I'm not going to reiterate what those before me already spoke of, because you heard them loud and clear, we all heard them. But today, my mission is to make you fully aware of what this is going to do. You recognize so many children at the beginning of this meeting, and a lot of those children attend this program. As I stated in our last meeting, I myself, my 2 children attend this program, not just in after school, before school, and the summer camp. Causing the summer program to have to pay that will only increase my fees. I don't make what half of those salaries I saw on this paper make, by far. So it is imperative that you understand what you are doing, not just to me as a parent, but to all of those people that are standing with me. And I feel like I should just give you a visual, because then it'll become real. So if I can ask every parent who benefits from the Lighthouse program to raise your right hand. Everyone has a right hand. That right hand is made up of 5 fingers. Your pinky, which is the smallest and it is the weakest, is our children. That represents those small ones that you are going to hurt by doing this. Which right next to your pinky is your ring finger. Your ring finger, it is the union. Right? Everyone who's married wears a wedding ring, and that is the union. And that ring finger stands right and tall to its child, and that is the parents. And the middle finger, which is mighty and strong and is in the main middle of your hand, are you all, the Board of Education. And it stands next to the parents. And without the parents, you can't get to our poor children. It takes all of us to make sure our children make it. Last, you have your pointer finger. The pointer finger is our city. Our city owns our schools. The city makes sure that it has a building for our children to learn. And that points the finger that writes the checks so that we can do something. And then you have your community, and that is your thumb. And if you ball your fist, you have a mighty fist. And together we have to do it.
Good afternoon. I am here because I am not ready to pay the Lighthouse. So I have been here in USA for 7 years old. I am a single mom, so I have to work like a part-time as a housekeeper. So for me, it's really worried to pay like more money that I can. So I think that our kids deserve a safety place without paying a lot of money. So anyway, I pay taxes every year. So I have the opportunity to make some phone calls to you guys, and I talked to Maria Pereira. So she explained me that this is for the, of course, the utilities, supplies, bill, all the stuff, but we pay every year for this. So I'm not agree why we have to pay again for this. So it's doesn't matter. So that's all I have to say. Please think about the single moms and all the moms that are really worried about our child. Thank you.
Parked outside, they're illegally parked, that are blocking the bus, the poetry bus from leaving. If you think that might be your car, can you please remove it immediately? The car is parked outside, blocking the exit for the school bus. They're blocking the city bus. Yes, so there's a bus trying to move. Oh, we might have some more information to clarify it. Thank you, Commissioner Maderos, we appreciate it. It's a black Chevy and a Toyota Camry, gray, and a Ford Explorer, white. If you think you have those vehicles, please move them as soon as possible. And moving on with the agenda, we left off with Maria Medina, now we have Maria Lima. You have the floor. Maria Lima, you're no longer speaking, okay? Melissa Borges is next.
Good evening. I'm a parent at Discovery School, and that's one of the 7 schools that we're going to be talked about shutting down the summer camp program. I don't want to go over everything again because everybody spoke tremendously tonight. As a parent, as knowing all these amazing people who work with our children and could lose their jobs, and a lot of parents who don't have any other place to put their children because it's 2 weeks out, July 1's supposed to start. Please consider, if you're going to cut anything, don't cut education. There's other things you can skimp on, and there's a lot of other ways you can go about it. And again, as a parent, and for our kids to survive Bridgeport and everything, make your decision. Hopefully, go the right way. Thank you.
Good evening, Board. Confusion, fear, displacement, anxiety, and a sense of disconnect. This was then my 9-year-old daughter's reality last fall after moving to Bridgeport from a different city. As much as I reassured her that everything was going to be okay, the reality is that I too was experiencing some emotions. Will my daughter make friends? Will she have good teachers? Will she get a good experience out of this after-school program? These are just a few of the worrisome questions and concerns that race through my mind regularly. I remember the first day of school was nerve-wracking for my daughter. She refused to eat breakfast, she couldn't sleep the night before, she cried when I dropped her off. She didn't want me to leave. During the first few weeks of school, I noticed a change in my daughter, a positive one. She appeared more comfortable, more at ease, more connected. She would rave about her teachers at school, and especially about the staff at the after-school program. Miss Vanjie, Miss Pat, Miss Grimes. Over time, my daughter would share her stories about taking part in numerous activities from ice skating to dance to lacrosse. Those are just a few. My daughter loves that she can take part in all these activities. Furthermore, my daughter was building meaningful relationships with her peers. Within a short time, my daughter felt like she was part of something, part of the community, part of the family. My daughter was developing a sense of self and confidence. I remember my daughter taking part in the Lighthouse Talent Show. Okay, I was in awe that she even signed up because she was so timid, but here she was dancing her heart out, a solo too, with such confidence. I cried tears of joy. I remember looking around and seeing the entire Lighthouse community cheer her on. The more they cheered, the more she blossomed with confidence. She went on to win that talent show for Best Dance. The smile on her face was priceless. The love and encouragement she received from the Lighthouse family at Howland was unimaginable. As a mother of a child who is the epitome of how the Lighthouse program can benefit a child, I urge you to reconsider the financial decision that would negatively impact so many students in the city. Our options in the city of Bridgeport are limited in the terms of positive programming for our children. When do we finally put them first and start thinking about what's best for them? I say now is the time. Please do not take away the very program that has allowed my child to be such a well-rounded individual within a supportive, encouraging, and loving community. That community is the Lighthouse program at Howland School.
Thank you.